questions to ask throughout a campaign with the confidence rising. I told JC, Nate and Rich that good times are coming, no need for deep diving. Van Cam's reactions, watch along to the pride of London thriving. The Eagles of South stay flying, keep your eyes on us, we ain't hiding.
Good evening, and welcome back. We're back for another preview. Obviously, we are at Anfield, under the lights. Liverpool's first home game after their disappointing result. Bro. It's going to be a tough one. JC, how you doing, my friend?
All good. You know the challenges it took for me to get here today, to get here on time today. I honestly, I'm not. I don't know whether she saw me or not. It might have been a bit too short, but it is what it is. Grandma pushed in the line, and Sainsbury's will still asking for my next card, even though no one has one.
I hope that doesn't rattle you the rest of the evening, my bro. But I want to introduce a special guest, a Liverpool fan. He's got his own channel called Grizz Khan. Links in the description, guys. But he's also a panelist on the Big Six, where he's out there trolling everyone. It's the main man himself, Grizz Khan. I'm so honored to have you on.
No, my pleasure, mate. Thank you very much. Yeah, trolling mostly Chelsea fans. You know, I mean, you'll be glad to know, happy to know. But yeah, I do try to have my banter with the other clubs' fan bases on the Big Six. They're so easy to rile up. But yeah, no, absolute pleasure to be on, my friend. Thank you very much for inviting me on.
Honestly, it's our pleasure. It's our pleasure. Let's get straight into this. 2-2 against Fulham. Your thoughts, and before we say our thoughts on the game.
Yeah, pretty much everyone's thoughts probably align. There's no getting away from it. No Liverpool fan will tell you we were unlucky. No Liverpool fan will tell you, oh, we should have done this. We were crap. It's not often when 8-9 players at the same time are crap for Liverpool. Like, you know, you play games, and the amount of games you play, there's always games where you're going to get one or two and not off form and not pulling up any trees. But 8-9 of them at the same time. Yeah, it was poor. Big up Fulham. Fulham were absolutely outstanding, especially their coach, the way he set them up and everything. But yeah, as far as Liverpool concerned, it's not often I talk about attitude issue and the lack of desire from a Liverpool team, especially a Jurgen Klopp team. But that was one of the few occasions where it looked like the other team wanted it more than us. And it was one of the few occasions that we looked like a bit of arrogance about us. Like we thought we were going to roll in and deal with this promoted team. But lesson learned. And of course, at the end of the day, we take that point and we run away with it because we didn't even deserve a point. And that's the brutal, honest truth.
I was actually going to ask when you mentioned about just not being up for it, but you did mention about complacency. That's not normally associated with Liverpool, especially under Klopp. What do you think would have brought this about?
I have no idea. Even Jurgen Klopp alluded to it afterwards. He didn't know, you know, he actually spoke about it. And that's very rare of him. The only time I have questioned it myself as a fan is Bournemouth. No, I beg your pardon, Brentford away last season. We drew 2-2 there as well. Same thing. I thought we turned up with the wrong attitude. We thought we can, you know, outscore these guys, like, so go toe to toe with them. And yeah, look, it was a brilliant atmosphere. I remember that day against Brentford as well. And again, Fulham's crowd really were up for it. Don't know what you can put it down to. As you said, it's very, very rare that it happens. But I guess the only consolation is we got away with a draw. We get a point, and it's in game week 1 where usually we fix any problems that we encounter in the next game, which is unfortunately for you guys against you lot.
We know. Before I come to you, JC, on the Liverpool Fulham game, just for the shout out community, big up David Lee. Big up Nate. He's running a bit late himself. He's at work, and the people that meant to sort shifts with him ain't turned up yet. Typical. Big up UK Pat. the main man himself. Big up Brush and stuff. I saw Brush was doing an FPL show on your channel as well. Which
Yeah, absolutely. Brush is a top guy. He's
100%.
one of the co-hosts of the recent FPL show started on my channel. So big up Brush every time.
100%. He also says here, based on history, Salah is his captain going into this one. Yeah, I just changed mine to Haaland because he got Bournemouth.
I swear he just got a niggle, didn't he?
No, don't say that. I'm not just Salah's the vice in it, so if he doesn't play, I'll just switch in it. Big up Sean as well. JC, what are your thoughts on the Liverpool draw with Fulham?
When watching it, I was watching, like, you know, when you go into it, you're thinking, "Oh, Liverpool are going to do the business," and you're mostly going to watch Liverpool do what they do best. But honestly, I was very impressed with Fulham and their new players. Like, I thought that Paulinho was incredible. I thought he was running the midfield. I think he exposed that Liverpool's midfield looks a bit weak compared to Fulham, and I think that maybe it's psychologically that they were this close to getting Tchouaméni in that midfield, and now they don't have him. It's sort of, I don't know, would it hurt their mentality thinking that someone so good was going to come in, but it's just been taken away from them, and they're going to have to try and fend another season out on their own again? But I thought Fulham were the team to beat, and they didn't shy away from it. They went there. They weren't afraid. I just thought I'd shout out Mitrovic. I thought that to make Van Dijk look ordinary takes some going, and I think that scoring 40 goals in the Championship, which breaks the record in the Championship by a good margin, when you come back into the Premier League again after that kind of a high, mate, you're going to hit the ground running, aren't you? And what's he going to do for the rest of the season? We don't know yet, but if he keeps that kind of performance going, you know, easily double digits this season.
I mean, he's one away from equaling his total from last time. So for him, obviously, it's going to be a massive milestone to obviously get more than 3 Premier League goals he got last time. You know what? For me, I was frustrated because it links with our game. I was hoping, yes, Liverpool go in there, do your usual business, give them a good 4-0 and stuff, and maybe take the foot off the gas. Now, under the lights at Anfield, 8 p.m. kickoff, you're going to hear You'll Never Walk Alone at its highest, because they effectively could be 5 points behind City before the game starts. You know, it almost becomes a must-win game. You know, so I'm not expecting them to like take their foot off the gas, and I just hope we can stay in the game as long as possible. You know, it's going to be a very, very, very tough game. Very tough game. Rich, what was your thoughts on Palace against Arsenal, just briefly?
Yeah, look, Palace, I knew it's going to be a tough game for you guys just because the pre-season Arsenal have had, you know, you guys haven't, like, you've done the midfielder, haven't you? Forgot his name. Oh, what's his name, man? The midfield signing that you've got. Who was so impressive. But apart from that, you haven't done much business. It was pretty much your standard 11. Obviously, minus Olise, who was injured, probably not fully fit. But I'm not going to lie, I was slightly disappointed with Palace in terms of attacking play. But then again, you've got to take into consideration Arsenal have been fantastic form pre-season, got a few signings in. So it's going to be a tough game because obviously the crowd at Palace, I've always said it, it's the best. The atmosphere, one of the best atmospheres I've ever been. Like, it's always banging. But the crowd also depends on what the team gives them, if you know what I mean. Do you know what I mean? So I thought Palace didn't give them much to sort of shout and make noise about. And I know it was difficult, but in the second half, you know, you ask yourself, why couldn't they start like the first half like they started the second half? Do you know what I mean? It was far more impetus in your play, far more drive. And I think it was a bit of bravery. You were just more brave in the second half. But yeah, unfortunately, you didn't get into it because I don't know how, was it Edouard who missed that chance? Edouard, was it?
Edouard was before halftime, Eze after.
Yeah, I mean the Eze chance. Look, Eze. So many people got so many high hopes for this guy. He's so lovely to watch, but he's got to improve his output in terms of goals and assists. He's too good to have the numbers that he's got. But yeah, I thought overall Palace might have got a draw in the end, like probably worthy of a draw in the end. But I think that first half cost them in the end, I think.
100%, 100%. And I mean, if we were taking a draw, we'd be like, yep, happy days. You know what? Like me and Jordan disagreed slightly, obviously after the game. I've looked back on it and I was wrong. We were terrible.
I told you we did not deserve a
We were
point.
bad.
We had
We
two
were bad.
chances out of a whole game, and they had what? I think they had like 10 shots on target by the end of the game, and you're thinking, well, I don't know how you can expect us to even grab a point out of it. I think we had two chances all game, and they had 10
Yeah,
shots
that's
on
about it.
target. So, you know,
Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. Chris, what are you expecting Monday night?
What am I expecting?
Yeah.
I'm expecting Liverpool to come out the traps fast. We've got we've got more than a couple. We've got about 8-9 injuries in the squad, which is a bit annoying from that aspect. But in terms of Palace, as you said, the performance wasn't up to scratch at all. And Jurgen Klopp was very angry in his press conference today as well. He knows it. We just can't afford to drop points. Like a draw's a loss when you're messing with Man City, with us and Man City. Like, as mad as it sounds, a draw is a loss. It's like there's no point in getting a draw sometimes, you know what I mean? So yeah, as far as we're concerned, I'm expecting a fast start. And we haven't had a fast start in a little while, lads, so I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. It's a strange one with us because people are talking about us in a negative way, but we haven't lost a game since December last season. We're unbeaten in 29 domestic games, like cup and league. And so people are talking to us like we're some finished club and we're dead. Like the only team to beat us is Real Madrid in the Champions League final, and Real Madrid being one of the most decorated teams in world football, probably the most decorated teams in world football, one of the most glorious teams in world football. So, yeah, look, people count our draws like losses, and that's the standards kind of Man City and us have set. Do you know what I mean? It's a mad place to be in right now. Like even among the Liverpool fan base, there's so much negativity that I'm not one of those that looks at it too down, to be honest with you, because time and time again, this team and this manager, this Klopp, pull out result after result after result. And as I said, like a draw seems like a result, like a loss, and everyone's mourning. But I'm expecting quite a bit of fireworks against you lot on Monday. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I hope you mean fireworks as in a good game as opposed to you knocking in 4, 5, 6.
Definitely.
I've still got flashbacks of COVID when we lost 7-0 at Sellers. That was a dark time in my life, man. Oh gosh.
It was bad, wasn't it? That was literally.
But you know what? It's one of those ones where look, we had that as well. We had that madness against Aston Villa where we lost 7-2. Do you know what I mean? Don't know if you remember, guys. Man City lost at Leicester at home as well, 5-1 or something. Like there was a few bad results. Do you know what I mean? You can get that. You know, it happens. Like especially with no crowds. That was a no crowd game, wasn't it? You see. So yeah, exactly. So it just shows you that atmosphere and crowds mean a lot. People always underplay it, but you know, you guys will know more than me even that. You know what I mean? That Palace, that crowd at Sellers Park. It's so vital for you guys. Like it plays a part, just like Anfield does for us. How many times have we seen Anfield, like just turn a game around on its head just with the support and the noise, and you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm expecting the crowd to be really up for it because first home game of the season always is. Like you guys were last week. You must have been bouncing. Do you know what I mean? So same. Anfield's going to be bouncing. Darwin Núñez, new signing. Yeah, a couple of injuries put a bit of a dampener on our squad mood. But overall, we've got nothing to be down about overall because we're in a fantastic place. You know, not many people disagree with me and say that we're not top 3 teams in Europe. Do you know what I mean? So it's not a bad place to be. I'm not going to lie.
Sure. JC, your expectations Monday night?
Don't mess up the goal difference too badly. If I'm really honest, that's all I'm thinking right now. Listen, any point away at Anfield is a brilliant point. I think the last points we got at Anfield was when Benteke scored his brace, and I know what that means now. But yeah, I think that was our last points there, and that was a good couple of years ago now. So we're due some points there, but I don't see it happening because, as Grizz said earlier, the standards that Liverpool and City have set
It's crazy.
is crazy, really. Like, Liverpool play at 100% for every game during the season, both cups, Europe, and they're trying to go for everything. And the standards are just so high, and the skill of the players are so high, and the manager, it just is hard for me to even see an option for us to get a win. I do see us maybe scraping a draw because we are known to take points off the bigger teams. Like, for example, last season we beat City convincingly. We beat them 2-0. If the draw at Selhurst against City, we should have won that, in my opinion. Like, we are known to get points against these bigger teams and to surprise people, but I think the main fact that Liverpool had a very disappointing game against Fulham, and they're going to want to bounce back. And you know what happens when they bounce back? They kill someone. So I've got very low expectations. I'd love to lose less. I'd love to lose the less than maybe two
goal margin in it. Yeah.
As long as I don't see that -5 already, then I'm okay.
But do you know what it is, guys? Like, this game's got a weird way of kicking us in the teeth, innit? When we think everything's going to be so simple and straightforward. Like, you guys did give us a good game last season. Do you know what I mean? It was, you know, you made it difficult for us. So, and I think even you guys will admit, well, I don't know about last season, but generally, I think it's fair to say you guys are a better away team than home. Like, your game's suited to away from home, like with a pace on the attack and whatnot. I don't know what you guys...
It used to be. With our current style, I would say we're a better home team these days.
Yeah, our home form was really good
under Hodgson and under Allardyce, that was a very counter-attacking way of playing football. But now we're more possession-based, and we are a much better home team. But one thing that did pop into my mind was I think it was a 5-3 loss at Anfield a couple of years ago. So Liverpool they're not prone to not keeping clean sheets, because we are able to score against them, and we've seen it before with Zaha. I think Zaha got past Trent, put a good ball in the box, and Townsend scored.
Yeah.
So they're not unbreakable, but I think the attack is just so much better, so they can always outscore us. I think that's the problem that we're going to run into.
Yeah. One thing that's given me a slim glimmer of hope is that the one guy that loves scoring against us is no longer with you guys. Sadio Mane. But you have obviously replaced him with Darwin Núñez in effect. I know Diaz was already there. We're expecting him to start. What do you think what does he bring to your team, actually?
He just brings something that I guess we didn't have. And that's pretty dangerous when you think about our attack without Núñez. So, like, people used to think about Sadio Mane's sort of directness from the wing, Mohamed Salah's efficiency, Bobby's link-up play. You know, one thing we didn't have was someone to just love scoring goals, messy goals, ugly goals, didn't care how he looked. Do you know what I mean? Someone tall, powerful, strong, and quick. And that's what he brings. He brings directness. He's a striker. He's a proper old school striker that loves running channels. I know it's mad saying that. Like, we just bought a striker for £65 million, and we're talking about him running channels, but you get what I mean. Like, he's one of those ones that can do that side of the game. Not many strikers enjoy doing that anymore. Everybody wants to be in the whole false nine, link up play, lovely touch, and all of that. This guy doesn't care about all that. What we've seen so far as well. I don't know if you guys have been seeing. I don't know if you've seen the preseason. He scored 4 in one game. Bang. Then he scored against Man City in the Charity Shield. Scared the life out of him. Then he came and changed the game against Fulham as well. So, look, he started off as a substitute, slowly being eased in, but I think he's done too much not to be starting against Hughes Lot, and I fully expect him to be starting against Hughes Lot, which is, it's only fair. It's only fair. Do you know what I mean? He's done his settling in. I personally think Jota would have started. That's a huge loss for us. If Jota was fully fit, he would have started the season, and then Bobby and him would have rotated and eased in. But because of Jota's injury and Bobby not playing brilliantly so far, he's probably going to be shoved into the deep end. And at the moment, it doesn't seem anything phases him.
No, absolutely. I think one thing as well is he's probably always going to get comparisons with Haaland this season and stuff. And it seems as if he's not let that phase him at all. It's like, listen, I've just got a job to do, which is really good. And the other thing as well, I'm not sure how, like, if he's on social media or anything, but everyone was calling him Darwin Noodles. There was compilations of his baggy touch. He's just scoring goals.
Yeah. Look, I don't really take too much notice of all that kind of stuff, man. It's just, I think it comes from insecurity, innit? If you're looking at other teams and looking for their star buys to fail, it's coming from a place of either fear, because you can't take them having another amazing signing coming, right? Or it's insecurity. When you look at others in any walk of life, innit? When you're talking about others in any walk of life, forget football. Do you know what I mean? It just comes from a basic concept of insecurity, and that's what I look at it like. It's childish, really, judging someone off like there's literally 30 minutes in a preseason in Philippines or wherever it was, Malaysia it was, you know what I mean? Like, judging him off there, and that's some dumb shit in it. If that's you, in it. But Liverpool fans will tell you what he's brought to us already. It's a lot.
Absolutely. Big up to everyone, obviously, that's coming in, obviously interacting in the comment section and stuff. We'll come to some of your comments in a minute. To give you a bit of a break, Grizz, just have a thinking break. So I'm going to play a video from Callum, who sent one through. He's from Coppish. And then after that, we'll do the combined 11, where you must have 3 Palace players in your combined 11, which should be, so it gives you a chance to think about it and stuff. So yeah, people, everyone, to the video sent through from Callum of Coppish.
How's it going, boys? First and foremost, shout out to Eagle Eye Football. Shout out to Rich, Nate, and Jordan. First and foremost, big up to you guys. So I couldn't do this show with you live. Do apologize. Hopefully, we will do something next time on your channel. Also, make sure, guys, if you're watching this, you make sure you subscribe to Eagle Eye Football. Doing great stuff with Crystal Palace as well. Now, again, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I have a little soft spot for Crystal Palace. They're my local team. Growing up near the stadium, played football with a couple of the boys that used to play for Crystal Palace as well. I had a season ticket back in 2004-05. I think it was in the Croydon Advertiser stand behind one of the goals as well. So I have a little soft spot for Crystal Palace. That being said, I don't forget about Christian Bull. You guys are very quick to remind us about Christian Bull. So since that day, it's been a little rough. However, even though Palace are perceived to be Liverpool's bogey team, and I mean this with no disrespect, boys, we have had a very good run against you guys of results. If I'm not mistaken, we've won like 7 or 8 on the bounce. So I'm confident going into this game. Now, granted, our midfield situation is a bit mad. And obviously hearing about Joel Matip today as well is not ideal, especially with Konate being out. However, I do expect us to have a lion's share of possession and to dominate the game, similar to the friendly, especially the first half of the friendly we had in pre-season. Obviously, Vieira's doing great stuff there, but I don't think the team's ready yet to be able to cause us loads of damage. Now, granted, if Elise is going to be fit, it's going to be a tough challenge for Robbo. And if Zaha is firing, Trent is in for a long, long evening as well. That being said, though, with Gomez playing, I think he'll cover Trent quite well. And Virgil van Dijk, I think, will have had the kick up the backside he would have needed after that Fulham performance. That being said, though, I do expect us to go in and win the game. I'm going to predict Liverpool to win 3-1. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys got a goal. But I'm going to go with 3-1. So here's my predicted starting 11. Not necessarily 11 I'd go with, but what I think Klopp will go with. So I think we'll see Alisson in goal, Robbo left back, Virgil and Gomez at centre back, and Trent at right back. I think we'll see Fabinho, Henderson, and Naby Keita in midfield. And then up front, I believe we will see Diaz, Salah, and I think we'll see a first start for Darwin Núñez playing through the middle. I hope that's the team apart from Henderson for Elliott. I'd like to see Elliott play. I'd like to see Naby Keita play as the 8 as well. No disrespect to Henderson. Love Henderson. I think he's an amazing captain, but I don't think Henderson should be playing in the 8 for Liverpool anymore. But I'm very much looking forward to the game. First Monday night live game of the season. What better place than Anfield to have it? What better teams than Crystal Palace and Liverpool? Anyway, that's it for me, boys. Thanks again for having me on, doing this short little video. Enough love to you all. Subscribe to the channel, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Take care.
I really appreciate Colin putting it full. Any surprises there, Grizz?
Yeah, look, it's pretty much, it's funny actually. I literally just messaged him about something and he just replied to me. It's the mad coincidence, absolute mad coincidence. Literally just chatting to him. And then his face appeared on the screen, so I big up Callum every time. Yeah, look, I pretty much agree with him. In terms of the lineup as well. I've got a feeling Henderson will start. He may start as the 6. I think we may get sort of Henderson in the 6 and then Keita and Elliott ahead of them. That's my prediction. But you never know with Jurgen Klopp. Fabinho, I thought, was very, very poor. So he might leave Fabinho out. But then again, Fabinho doesn't often have 2-3 poor games in a row. But then again, no one does on the Liverpool team. So I don't expect much changes. Maybe just, obviously, I think, we both agree on Núñez coming in. And then I think it's just that midfielder, that third midfielder. It's going to be Elliott. Well, Thiago's forced out with an injury, so Naby's going to come in for Thiago, no doubt, as the left-sided 8. And on the right-sided 8, it's literally Elliott, or we're going to go again with Henderson.
Yeah, I hope it's Henderson, to be fair. Right. I think that's the only way we're going to get any joy is the legs in the middle. I mean, Liverpool's midfield is quite aging. That Elliott's quality, that I don't want to see him play. Him walk out by.
But the thing is, do you know what it is? The thing is, right? Do you know what with Henderson is, though? People don't see it in Henderson, but he's the reason why your wingers don't have joy. Against us. So people forget that. So everyone talks about, Trent's going to get roasted, and watch, we're going to target out right side. We're going to overlap with, what's the guy on the left-hand side, man? Your fullback as well, young guy, Mitchell. Is it Mitchell? And Zaha. We're going to, even Schlupp's going to go on that side. We're going to make it free against this and that. Henderson's a very, 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 very important reason why you guys don't get the success that you guys think you're going to get at the start. So people can talk down about Henderson in terms of going forward and on the ball, because it's not his strength, let's just say. His creative side is not his strength, but his off the ball work is the reason why these coaches all believe in Henderson, man. Like, we only see things on the camera. Well, majority of us, I mean, I've seen him live enough times to know exactly what a Klopp and the coach is seeing him. He's a very, very selfless player for the team.
Agreed. Cool. JC's going to run you through your combined 11. Obviously, with the stipulation that you must have 3 Palace players there. It's going to be a tough one. I think this was probably the hardest one.
All right. So, as Rich said, you have to have at least 3 Liverpool players or 3 Palace players in here. You can choose what you want. So we'll start at goalkeeper.
Wait, JC, we normally offer the goalkeeper anyway.
So is this like like we all picking our own, or like we're
No, just you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, look, I'm gonna go with the option surprise of 3 Palace players. I hope you guys don't mind. I'm gonna go with the 3 Palace players as
I'm not
opposed to
surprised.
yeah, look, I've got a lot of time for Anderson, your centre back. I think he's a wonderful, wonderful centre back. I really do. I know Gahey's got a lot of the praise, a lot of plaudits because he's come from Chelsea, etc., etc. But I was so impressed with Anderson and his distribution from the back is just on a different level, isn't it? I mean, you guys will know more, but from what I've seen, his distribution, his range of passing, his long balls, so much like Virgil van Dijk. So look, there's a fair shout of Joachim Anderson maybe to partner Van Dijk, but I think the back four picks itself, really. Do you know what I mean? I can't, Virgil and Konate, probably one of the best centre-back pairings in world football, man. So I can't really look past that. I mean, and Robertson and Trent just kind of speak for themselves at the moment.
Did you not say that Konate is injured?
Oh, is it like if everyone's fit?
Yeah.
Kind of, oh, like is it if it's now?
Yeah, so picking the 11 for right now.
Yeah, if it's now, then Joe Gomez is stepping in. And Joe Gomez is, with Virgil van Dijk, has the best record, you know what I mean, in terms of clean sheets and goals conceded when they play together. So it's going to be Joe Gomez and Virgil van Dijk. I mean, I don't know what you guys want to say with that. Is there anything that you guys wanted to? We'll
let you pick the 11 and then we'll put our insight on there afterwards.
Okay.
So the 3 midfielders.
I mean, I got to pick a player for you guys somewhere. So I'm a fan of the new guy, Decore. Is it Decore?
Yeah, Decore. Yeah.
I thought he's the best player in the park. I thought he's so good, especially for a debut. Again, Eze, I'm a fan, but he flat has to deceive. I'll start where I'm gonna pick a player because I have to from Palace, right? So I've got 2 players that are definite in my head, right? So maybe I can get a bit of help from you guys as well here. So for me, Elise, right, has to be in there somewhere. Now, yes. So Elise obviously plays in Mohamed Salah's position. That's the only problem. Mm-hmm. So can I maybe put Salah through the middle just for the argument's sake, or change the formation? I don't know. Am I allowed to change formation?
Yep, you can change it to anything.
Yeah, so 4-4-2. So 4-4-2, if you don't mind, please. So that way I'd go I'll go with Zaha and Olise on the wings. So that's 2 of your boys in. Yeah, Michael Olise I think he's a wonderful talent. I think he's absolutely quality in class. Now in midfield, Thiago's out, which is lucky for you guys. So it gives me a chance to possibly pick someone from your team. But help me out, guys. Your midfielders. I mean, Gallagher would have had a shout, but he's not there this season.
I think when we spoke to a PSG fan, and he told us that when Decore was at RC Lens, he played in a 2-man midfield with Seko Fofana. So, if you're talking about you was impressed with him in the Arsenal game, I don't think that was his full potential in that game at all, because he did look like he struggled and he was a little bit starstruck in that game. So I think only better things are to come from him.
I wouldn't disagree with that at all, and that's why I changed it to 4-4-2 as well, because I know he can play in a part of a 2. So. Look, I'll go with Decore, and I'll pair him up with. See, it's the opposite for us because not many of our players play in a 2 in midfield. Do you know what I mean? So, so I can't pick Thiago, right? Because
he's injured.
He's injured. Yeah, so then I'd go with Fabinho and Decore as two sitters.
Okay, and your two strikers.
Yeah, the two strikers got to be Darwin Núñez and Salah. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll put this to the CPFC panel, lads. Are we happy with this? Because I am. I think the only thing that I would think about is, as we were speaking to that guy about Cheick Doucouré, he said that Doucouré ran the whole defensive part of the midfield on his own, and Seko Fofana was a sort of more advanced role. So, if anything, I'd probably maybe pick Keita instead of Fabinho in here, maybe to get a bit more
for balance.
threat.
I'm thinking,
Because then, in that case, you could play this 4-4-2 in a bit more of a diamond shape.
could do. I'm thinking about taking out Núñez, sticking Zaha up front, and putting Luis Diaz on the wing.
That could work. That could work because Zaha free roll. Because I don't. Yeah, obviously maybe change the formation. Then I guess maybe.
It's a lot harder than you think when you have to put in Palace players.
If I'm honest, I'm happy. The guys that I put in are probably our three best players. So,
Oh, Grizz, I've got a proposition for you then. How about we swap Joe Gomez for Anderson, and then at least you've got a midfield spot.
Yeah, the only problem that way would be. See, the thing is, we play a very high line. Anderson's pace ain't his strength. That's the only problem. Again, Anderson's a ball playing centre half, and Virgil van Dijk's probably the best ball playing centre half in Europe. So it's like the combination wouldn't be ideal in my opinion, even though I rate him a lot.
I think in that sort of higher line, you'd probably sway more towards Mark because he's very fast.
Yeah, if anything, but then he plays on the left centre back where Virgil van Dijk plays. So I've tried to be balanced as well as just pick a combination of great players. But I like that shout of Zaha getting a free role. In that case, could we? So the thing is, at least say, because if we play 4-2-3-1, even then, and Salah through the middle on his own, and then Elise and Diaz the wingers, and Zaha behind Salah. So if we go with Fabinho and Doucouré as a double pivot, and then Elise wide right, Diaz wide left, and then Zaha behind Salah. How do you like that?
So yeah, let's go back to a 4-2-3-1 if they have it, JC. Nate, what's your thoughts?
I don't really have any complaints, to be honest, because, like, let's be real, we're still going through a fair bit of upheaval at the club. We let go of a whole raft of players at the start of last season. We've let go of a couple of players this season. So, you know, it's always going to be very heavy towards Liverpool in terms of what players go where and what systems can the team play. But Grizz has done the best he can to be as fair as he can. So there's no real issue with it because God help him, like trying to fit 3 Palace players in this, mate. I couldn't think of one at one point. I was like, I don't think any of our players are getting it. We're being realistic, but obviously, going to play to you, Grizz. No issue with it. I mean, you know, long as Mane can't haunt us, I don't care what players are in this. Because that guy, I'm sick of him.
It's a madness. His record against you lot is just mad. Like every player has his club in it. Like used to be Suarez with Norwich for us. Salah against everyone, I guess. But as long as Henderson, okay. See what I'm saying? Henderson's underrated, man. Henderson, trust me. People don't see Henderson's work. It's not always the most prettiest on the eye. But off the ball, as I said, man, Henderson's a real soldier for this, man. And I'm not going to be one of these people. I'm talking about Liverpool fans. Obviously, opposition fans always say what they want, and it is what it is. That's the tribalism of fans, right? But when Liverpool fans disrespect the guy that has lifted every trophy possible in the last 4 years with this club, I'm not about to. I mean, you got to remember, this guy was about to be sold to Fulham, swapped with Clint Dempsey, literally swapped with Clint Dempsey, and he said, "Now I'm ready to fight for my place." And it just shows you the desire and the hunger and the ambition this guy showed from there to winning the Premier League and Champions League. You know, you got to rate the guy. You can't be disrespecting him, man.
All right, so we're all happy with this. I'm definitely in agreement.
I couldn't complain either way. I was just trying to throw things around just to see if we could.
I mean, I guess it's. Look, I'll concede that maybe Nunes hasn't done it yet, like in more longevity-wise types of sort of thing. So yes, look, Salah, Elise, as I said, is the one player that I would actually take from you guys. Like, I think Elise could get into our squad. Like, that's how much I rate him.
Yeah.
You know, Zaha.
The only thing that lets him down is his injury record, though.
That's it. But that's where he'd fit in with us, because we've got a whole heap of players that are always injured. You know what I mean? So,
correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that Liverpool were linked with Elise before we actually got him. No,
absolutely. We refused to pay 5 million. I think how much did you get him for in the end?
8
million. Yeah, we weren't prepared to go above 5 million. We were very much in for him. Fair play to you guys that you got him. Obviously, it's not been a massive success as of yet because of his injury situation, but the guy's oozes class and talent. Absolutely.
And I think the last thing with the combined 11 is, out of 10, what would you rate that team?
Well, obviously, with your 3 players, it brings it down a little bit. Now I'm joking.
We asked Cecil the same thing, and he said the exact same thing as well.
Yeah. No, I think quite a few could get into the Arsenal team. I don't know why he said that. Like, you know what I mean? I'm going to message him and say, "What were you thinking, son?"
Well, Grizz, you got to remember, because they beat us, they won the league apparently, because they beat.
Oh, was this after? Was it? Yeah.
No, it was beforehand. But I worked with an Arsenal fan, and he was like, "Oh, you lot took a battering." I said, "But you lost to us 3-0 in April, mate. 3-0 is more than 2-0."
Yeah. The mindset of an Arsenal fan is mad, and we know this. Like, every other fan base knows it's. You just listen to it, and that's it. You don't respond. You just laugh. You know what I mean?
Well, apparently they lost a bunch of nobodies in April, according to a certain fan on AFTV. So that was it.
There you go. So yeah, man. I'd give this a strong, solid 7.5 out of 10. I think there's a lot of pace, strength in there, a lot of variety in attack with Luis Diaz and Elise and Zaha. Ooh, yeah, there's a lot of sauce in that team. I'm not gonna lie. And then, I'm just thinking about it now. And then you got Salah to finish everything off. Like, the man's a machine, isn't it?
Do you know what's crazy as well? All 4 of them. I mean, I haven't really seen Elise as a 9, but Zaha, Diaz, and Salah could all play the 9 role. So the interchanging will be crazy.
I do like the double pivot, Decore and Fabinho. Not many people are getting past them. And if you do get past them accidentally or flukily, then you got Virgil van Dijk and Joe Gomez. Like, good luck. I know Mitrovic, made Virgil van Dijk look like a mere mortal this week, but yeah, Virgil van Dijk has 1 in 50 games like that. Like, do you know what I mean? And hopefully, as you guys will find out on Monday.
Sweet.
Wicked. Last thing, Grizz, is the predictions league. So, just a bit of an update. So Cecil did it last week, and these were the score. So everything in green is the exact scoreline. Like, that's 3 points for getting the exact score, and all the oranges are 1 point for that's the correct result, and the white ones are just clear. So where that leaves So basically, myself, Rich, Jordan, JC, Nate, so that's us three, as well as two others, Nikki and Dan. We can't finish. Whoever finished bottom, all the guests. If the guest finished bottom, then the guest with the lowest score will do a forfeit. We'll figure something out for them, and then amongst us as well. JC is not looking good, bro.
I said this in the group chat. It's not looking good. I'm already on ropes. It's only 1 week in.
JC, I will say the UK Pat is backing you all the way, though. But
Yeah, I saw that. But
I'm the bottom of the standings.
I can't back myself. I can't lie to you.
So and then we've opened it out to like everyone, like in the community, like they can do the same. So David Lee tops at the moment. He's got a total of 8 points, with 2 correct answers from last week. And obviously, for all our guests, it's only Cecil so far. So obviously, you're hoping to obviously top him this week. So let's get into it. Let me just get the PowerPoint ready. Should be here ready.
The deadline's passed for predictions, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but not for
No, I know not for Grizz, but it's just I know a few people were kind of hoping that they could spoof in there late on. It's like, no, deadline was set.
Yep, we set deadlines. You don't want to miss it. It's FPL settings. Grizz. So the scores for the following: Aston Villa, Everton.
Aston Villa are struggling, aren't they? But then so again are Everton. Both managers already under pressure, I guess. I'm gonna go with a 1-1. You know, I'm gonna go with a 1-1 draw. This one.
Sweet. Next up, Arsenal, Leicester.
I think Leicester are going to struggle this season. The amount of players they've got injured and want to leave the club. Fofana probably looks like on the verge of going Chelsea as well. I'm going for a cozy 3-0 to Arsenal.
Is that 3?
3-0, yeah.
Okay, next up, Brighton, Newcastle.
This is an interesting one, you know that. I think Newcastle are going to be the surprise team this season. I know people are expecting them to be sort of spending millions and millions, but they haven't. They've bought nicely and smartly. But I think it's going to be a draw. I'm going for a 2-2.
And City, Bournemouth.
15-0.
Class.
15. Yeah, 15. No. I'm gonna keep it real. 5-0. 5.
Southampton, Leeds.
Who's it? Sorry.
Southampton versus Leeds.
Southampton need to get off the mark. They're another team that's on a downward spiral. But Leeds, I like this Jesse Marsh. I know everyone's taking a mick out of him, this and that, and Ted Lasso and all them. But Southampton, Leeds, I'm going to go with a shock. 1-0 Leeds.
Wolves, Fulham.
Yeah, Wolves going to want to come back for that. And Fulham, they had their day out in the sun. But they were good, I'm not going to lie. So this is going to be a tricky one for Wolves as well. 2-1 Wolves.
Right. Brentford, Man United.
Brentford, Man United, I've already predicted another thing in the Big Six League. I predicted 1-1. I'm going to stick with that. 1-1.
Forest, West Ham.
Sorry, who is it?
Nottingham Forest versus West Ham.
Oh, Nottingham Forest, West Ham. Yeah, Nottingham Forest's main problem is going to be scoring goals, I think. It's going to be scoring goals, going to be a problem. I'm going to go with West Ham problem as well. I don't know if Antonio's going to be fit. He went off against Man City, didn't he? Sorry, guys, I'm going to sit on the fence with this one as well. I can see this being a 1-1. A lot of draws this weekend.
Yeah, It's an odd fixture. It was a hard one to predict. This one, very hard. I sat there for a good 40 minutes. Like I couldn't call it. So JC, you might have a chance catching me this week. Chelsea Spurs.
I think this is the one that where Spurs finally break that hoodoo of Stamford Bridge and get their win because of the Conte factor. I'm going 2-1. 2-1 Chelsea. 2-1 Spurs.
Cool. And last but not least, the big one, Liverpool Palace.
I'm gonna go for 2-0. Out of respect, because I'm on your channel. I did say 3-0. I did say 3-0, but I'm gonna tone it down and say 2-0.
Cool. So yeah, Grizz, seriously, thank you so much for your time and such.
No, you don't need to thank me, man. Thank you very much for having me, man. It's been a pleasure.
No problem. Before I get you to obviously, it sounds weird saying shout your channel out like when you're already like huge and stuff.
No, man, shout my channel, man. Come on, man. What are you saying, man? You know what I mean? It's just a fresh thing, man.
You're definitely going to do this, 100%. Just a reminder, guys, if you haven't done so already and you would like to, here's our FPL code for the season and such. So feel free to jump on that.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't checked mine at all. I forgot about it.
JC, sort it out.
Mate, I got work. I've got troubles at Sainsbury's, man.
Good point. Guys, I'm going to give you the platform. Please let everyone know, if they don't already know already, where they can find you.
No, just come over to Grizz Khan TV if you want to hear more of my ramblings on. It's predominantly a Liverpool channel, but I've got 2 free shows that are sort of for everyone. I've got a call-in show for anyone that wants to come on and speak football, any club, your opinion, your agenda. I've also got an FPL show that we talk about the Fantasy League. And then I've got a European show roundup as well. That's on every Wednesday as well. So yeah, man, all subscribers welcome, all clubs, fans welcome. Would love to have you over and subscribe to GrizzCon TV. Thank you very much, guys.
No problem. And also, you will find him on the Big Six. Like I said, that shows quality. That shows it's so jokes and stuff. And obviously, it's a shame. Obviously, Big Steve, he had his good reasons for stepping down and stuff, but he was funny as well.
It's a good laugh, man. Vibes, you know the vibes. It's all about vibes, guys. Look,
yeah.
The way to look at it, it's about trying to recreate. Like, imagine us 4 were sitting in a pub or a bar or a cafe, and just trying to get that vibe across, being natural as you can. Do you know what I mean? We're not into acting. None of it's premeditated. None of it's like pre-planned. That's like what we are in real life. Do you know what I mean? And that's the beauty of it, I think, anyway. But yeah, thank you.
No problem. Right, before we round up, Nate, where can they find you, my guy?
Well, I ain't doing a JC and pointing all over the place and looking like I'm in a 1980s German disco. So it's down there somewhere. Eagle-eyed Nate, you know where to find me. I'm always talking ish on this channel. I'll be around other people's channels and that. Watch along Monday night. That should be an education, because last time we went to Anfield, we lost 3-0. Probably wasn't a 3-0 game, but let's be fair, even Klopp said it wasn't a 3-0 game, so there's a lot to take from that. And funnily enough, they have a harder game against us at Anfield than they do at Selhurst. So remember, we lost 4-3 there under Roy. It was like, Roy Hodgson saw a team score 3 goals against Liverpool. What? Was that drinking last night? Wait, don't answer that question. Yeah, you can find me at Eagle-eyed Nate. You know where to find me.
Yeah, Nate. JC.
No. So is there? That's the you know, if you want to follow me, you can follow me. If you don't have to. I just post some stupidness on there sometimes. And Transfer Weekly tonight at 10 p.m. It's one to check out today.
100%. So make sure you're tuned in at premieres at 10 p.m. Guys, this is, like I said, it's been an honor. Grizz, thank you so much. All the best Monday night. I mean,
thank you very much.
We need the luck, but we're still courteous to say all the best. Oh my god!
Yo, wrap it. Wrap it.
Hey guys, like, share, subscribe, all of that. Make sure you follow Chris. I gotta go. I'm gonna lose composure.
Lock it. Finish.
I drew it after you.
No, I'm putting it off myself in a bit. Eat up the palace.
See you later.
Questions to ask throughout a campaign with the confidence rising. I told JC, Nate and Rich that good times are coming, no need for deep diving. Van Cam's reactions, watch along to the pride of London thriving. The Eagles of South stay flying. Keep your eyes on us, we ain't hiding.